Next, let me talk about gemming. Now, what you're going to do as a prop paladin is you're going to take some stamina gems and you're going to put them in your gear. After you've done that, you're going to take some stamina gems and you're going to put them in your gear. After you've put some stamina gems in your gear, you're going to take some more stamina gems and you're going to put them in your gear. I can't stress enough how important stamina is for current content. You don't want to have avoidance. Avoidance tanking is not going to work for you in Icecrown Citadel. There's too much heavy damage. You need to be able to soak it up so that your healers can get you back up quickly enough. There's only one exception to the 30 stamina gems in every socket rule, and that's if you have a socket that is 9 or 12 stamina. But that's 9 or 12 stamina per socket, which means that if you have 3 sockets in something and it's a 12 stamina bonus, and 2 of those sockets aren't pure blue gems, you don't socket for it. You just go 3 pure stamina gems. Having said that, the reason it's 9 or 12 is because some people advocate for 9, some people advocate for 12. Personally, I go for 12, and there's only one gear that I have 12 on, and that's my helm for 1 socket. When you do go for these, there's 2 different gems you'll use. You'll use the 10 agility and 15 stamina gem for red slots, which will also help you fulfill your meta requirement, which you're going to use the 32 stamina, 2% increased armor from items meta. And the reason you use the 10 agility over the 10 dodge is because with kings, 10 agility is about 80% as effective for avoidance as dodge is, but it also gives you crit chance, and it also gives you armor. So when you calculate it all out and you add up all the stat weights, agility slightly pulls ahead of dodge rating, point for point. But it's not going to make or break you, so it's not a big deal. But go for agility if you want to min and max. For your yellow slots, you're going to go for 10 defense and 15 stamina. It's pretty straightforward. Next, I'm going to talk about enchants. For your helm, you want 32 stamina, 20 defense rating. For your shoulders, personally I go for 30 stamina and 15 resilience. Another acceptable one is the one from Sons of Hudir, which is just, I think it's defense rating and dodge, which again is avoidance, which you don't really need or you shouldn't focus on an Icecrown Citadel. Most progression tanks who are actually down in content are going for effective health, which is armor and stamina. On your cloak, you want 225 armor. On your chest, you want 275 health. On your bracers, you want 40 stamina. On your gloves, well, technically you want the armor enchant, but I have a little fetish for stamina, so I go for the 18 stamina. The armor one slightly pulls ahead of stamina for effective health, though it also won't work on any magic fight. So if you're in a magic fight, the 18 stamina will be better for you. Or if you just like your big EP like I do and your huge health pool, just go for the 18 stamina. Belt, of course, you get a prismatic socket. Pants, you want 55 stamina, 22 agility. Boots, you want 22 stamina, or the enchant that will give you run speed increase and stamina if you don't take Pursuit of Justice. Rings, if you're an enchanter, of course, you get the stamina one. Stamina, stamina, stamina. Your shield, you want 18 stamina. Your weapon, and this one is the debatable one. I have Blade Ward, which is bad, and I would replace it if it really made that big of a difference. But I'll get it when I get a new weapon. That's when I'll replace Blade Ward. Best in slot enchant for weapon is debatably Mongoose for the extra dodge, crit, armor, and threat from the attack speed. But it's not consistent. It's a proc. So it's also acceptable to take the agility enchant to the weapon, which is a bit more consistent, though it doesn't average out to as much. But it's always there when you need it. I'm going to go for Mongoose when I get a new weapon. The reason that we don't have really many good tanking enchants is we used to have Titan Guard before Wrath of the Lich King came out, or at least it was supposed to come out with Wrath of the Lich King. They realized it was too good, and they took it out before the game launched, because they didn't want every tank to have the same enchant on their weapon. Now, what that did is made it so every tank has a crappy enchant on their weapon that isn't really optimal for them. It's like, which bad enchant do I pick up? None of them are really great, but Mongoose is arguably the best. And that's basically it for enchants and gems. I'm going to do some more guides later on your abilities, rotations, and basic tanking skills, and maybe I'll run a heroic and comment on that. But for now, I'm gonna call it here. And again, if you have any questions, this tune's name is Angelic Wrath on the server Crush Ridge on the Alliance side, and you can check out more helpful videos at NDD Raid School, which is on our YouTube channel, or on the NDD Guild website, which I will link to in the description. Thanks, everybody.